Radikale Venstre, and I want to start off by talking about their history. And after the first formation of the general election of the Danish government, a small part of the back then Venstre thought that the democratic liberalism disappointed their standards and thought Venstre had turned too much towards the right side. And already back then, this small group from Venstre was called Radikale. Viggo Hørup was the main inspiration to create Radikale Venstre. After the Second World War, Radikale Venstre took a break for a couple of years, but then in 1957 they grew to a total of 12 to 14 mandates. It was only many years later, after Denmark decided to be a part of NATO, that the party grew a lot. They had at some point up to 27 mandates. But then three new parties got created and took Denmark by storm. That caused Radikale Venstre to fall from their impressive 27 mandates to only 6 in 1977. Only a few years later, the party got back some of its power. And today, Radikale Venstre have from 7 to 9 mandates and is uh, is not considered one of the stronger parties in Denmark.
Right, so now I'll talk about what ideologies the party is built on. The party's first program consisted of things like Danish neutrality, reduction of military spending, and freedom in education and spiritual life. Today, particularly, democracy and humanism are in focus. The party calls itself a social liberal party, which continues to build on the principles of freedom, community, and sustainability. In addition, the value base consists of topics such as international commitment and trust in a market economy in conjunction with the public and ecological awareness. They're also big advocates for Denmark helping refugees.
How big is the party in parliament? Which parties does the party work with in the parliament, and what is its role in parliament? These are the questions I'm going to answer right now. So the Radikale Venstre only has 8 mandates right now, and that's because it lost half of all their mandates last the election. That was due to, one of the reasons was that Margrethe Vestager left the party, so they had a very weak leadership. The party works with the coalition against the government, the red bloc, if you can say so. And the role of the party right now is to try to counter or block any proposals from the government, which it is against. And if it was in parliament, or if Radikale Venstre was in government, its role was to support the red bloc and what they stood for. The majority of people which votes Radikale Venstre usually have a higher education, and they usually live in the cities. We see at the next general election, we think that the party is going to drop a percentage, or maybe 2, down to 4, either 3% of all the votes, and that is due to weak leadership. Since Margrethe Vestager left the party, they have already dropped by half of all their mandates in parliament, and we only see that this will continue in the next election.
Okay, Molin's model, parliamentary factor. The radical has been in government with respectively blue and red bloc, therefore the parliamentary factor must have had a great impact, as they sometimes have had to compromise in order to be able to implement some of their policies. A personal factor could be when the party's leader Morten Østergaard took over after Margrethe Vestager resigned. Voter backing fell. I could point on the voters finding him more unsympathetic and less likable, which means that one can discuss whether he's right to be in front. And for continuity, Radikale Venstre goes down the same path as they have always done, still wanting Denmark to take more refugees, even though many people are against refugees. So unfortunately for Radikale Venstre, the continuity and popularity kind of goes against each other. But Radikale Venstre has chosen continuity above popularity. Ideology. At the same time, Radikale Venstre also wants a more flexible unemployment benefits system. For example, paying better for short-term employment. This fits very well with their ideology, as they want a safety net among the population if they lose their job. However, they will adjust it so that people are motivated to come back to the labor market, to the working market more quickly by making the unemployment benefit a little more tight. The target group of the or core group of Radikale Venstre are primarily highly educated and well-paid people from the big cities who do not even receive unemployment benefits and therefore do not want as much money for the unemployment benefits.
And then I'm gonna talk about what the main focus areas for the party is, and one of their main focus areas is the immigration policy. They want everybody to have a great life in Denmark and don't separate immigrants from the Danish-born people. Then they also have a focus area on the more like ecological farms and better green products. They want Denmark to be a more nature-friendly country and also want the quality up and wants to make more natural nature as well. And we can see that these two areas link to their ideology, where democracy and humanism are in focus, which continues to build on the principles of democracy, freedom, community, and sustainability.